And you can play to like 20,000 people, but you barely see anybody, you know?
Yeah.
And I think when you're on tour, you can get really caught up in kind of like hotel, bus, stage, bus, hotel, and there's a real disconnect. You could be anywhere in the world and someone could be in the crowd and it could be the song that they really, really need to hear. So I yearn for that connection.
Yeah, nice one.
Hey guys, it's Dermot Kennedy and I'm a songwriter and musician from Ireland. I'm here with Happy Mag and I'm on tour in Australia and New Zealand. I would say I've been here about 7 times now. Yeah, I love it, I really do. I feel...
You have to love it to make that trek.
I genuinely really like it down here. I think there's a similarity between Irish people and Australian people. I think the people don't take themselves too seriously. You kind of aren't rude to people. I'm into it, yeah. We were on tour with Shawn Mendes last year in Canada, like all stadium madness, right? Big production, all that kind of stuff. And then the whole thing got cancelled. And my album was just about to come out. So we were like, we gotta do something. But obviously we didn't have the time to put anything in place. And so I just went all around, I think initially I went all around America playing these pop-up shows, like in Philly I played in the park, in Toronto I played in the park. And I think sometimes people cut me off when I say this, but like I genuinely, in my mind there's no celebrity or fame attached to what I do at all. I'm really proud of the fact that like it's a relatively big career and it's all based off the music. I love that so much. And so that means when I walk up to a crowd like that in a park in a city, there's nothing weird about it, you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like, can I get through here please with my guitar because I'm trying to stand up there and play. And there's a lovely kind of common sense to the whole thing. And everybody that comes and watches and stuff, I love it, yeah. There are things that go wrong, like Toronto, we had this tiny little like street cube busking amp. Yes. And it didn't work. And I remember like I looked at this guy out in the crowd and I was like, can you hear me? And he was just like, nope. I was like, oh no. I think collaboration is a lovely thing, but I think as I go forward, I get less and less excited about like being in a room sharing lyrics with like 2 or 3 people. It's just like, what are we doing? Yeah. Like I don't feel like an outgoing person, you know? So like I'm never gonna get that connection with someone. Yeah. And within an hour, they're kind of saying like, what's the worst thing that ever happened to you? You know, I was like, you could write a lyric down and they're kind of like, oh, this doesn't make sense with the story. And it's like, well, okay, it does for me, because if I think back to when I was 8 years old and this thing happened with me and my family, you know, but I'm not getting into it with somebody I don't know. Yeah. It's just weird to me. It kind of dilutes the idea. And I think my favorite person in the world to work with is a guy called Kerry Willits. We've made a bunch of music together. The latest song, Two Hearts, that came out last week, he produced that. And it's just such a healthy environment. Like I kind of went in with the song written. I didn't even think about that, you know? Sometimes you go into a session and you're like, oh, do I have all the lyrics? Should I ask this person? But like with Kerry, we just didn't really talk about it. I was just like, I got this song, and then he produced it. And
before the cameras were rolling, we had a chuckle about the Medusa collab, and you said there was a fun story behind that. Do you want to share?
Yes. I got sent the song in the middle of lockdown, and I was driving around the countryside in Ireland, and I listened to the song, and I was just like, this is really good. Like genre aside, any sort of like worries aside, this is a good song, and it's well written. And so I sang it, and it was a funny session because I recorded it at home, and I am the furthest thing from a producer. Like I do not know what I'm doing, but I had the laptop out. Obviously I couldn't go to a studio. I was in my parents' house, I had the laptop out. I had bought a microphone. I was just recording the vocal raw, and I had multiple headphones on. I had the studio headphones on for the vocal. I had an AirPod in here because I was on the phone to Medusa. And then on that call as well was Cos in Toronto, the producer, who was, you know, the way you can give someone control of your laptop? Yes. He was doing that for me. What? Yeah, it's crazy. And then I was talking to him, and I sang that song like 100 times, literally. And I was, I know Cos quite well, and I was like, what are we doing? Like, I feel like I did it. And he was like, no, trust me, like for these tracks, it's so on the grid. Like they want it to be so tight. Like it's not like my music where, you know, one take can be sort of like looser than the next, Sure. He was like, it needs to be so thick.
Okay.
But it works, I guess.
And it killed it.
yeah, that's what
everybody knows it.
Good to know. Yeah, I'm interested to see what Spilt Milk is going to be like, because we've never done it before. I mean, the Opera House forecourt, yeah, those ones are going to be...
Two sold out shows from that run. There.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing,
crazy.
Dude.
I've been down there most days, just kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the end of touring this album, and so it's just a lovely way to do that, and I think everybody's excited. Like, truthfully, I'm sure you hear this a lot, but like people are just happy to be on tour down here, honestly.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's nice that you've added New Zealand.
Yes. Yeah. Well, because the last time I was there, I was like on death's door. My voice, I've cancelled a bunch of stuff after that. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming to say hello.
Not at all.
Really great to have you through.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Love it.